Hi there. This is Vashana Weatherspoon. I apologize for the delay. I was supposed to go live tonight at 8 o'clock sharp, and as you might imagine, I ran into technical difficulties, but I'm on now. So I hope that people will be able to join and that you'll get notification letting you know that I'm on. I am going to try to monitor and moderate on my cell phone. So if you see me looking down from time to time, it just means that I am checking to see if I have comments or anything that I need to respond to. But at any rate, I am glad to be on. I'm glad to be on, and I hope you guys have been having a wonderful Monday. It's actually Monday. Yes, it is. And I wanted to hop on because I want to share something with you. I've been up to some things that I feel are really exciting, and I want to share them with some people. Let the people know what it is that I have been up to, what I am excited and hyped about, and hopefully you'll share in my excitement with me. Anyway, so first of all, as I said, I'm Vashana Weatherspoon. I'm a career strategist and excellence accelerator, and I help women who feel stuck and frustrated in their careers to surge to their next level of success, whatever that might look like for them. And as I was saying, I'm excited about being on this live with you tonight. As you know, I do not go live often. I'm going to change that, but in the past, I have not been going live often. And I am wanting to be on here with you tonight to share with you something that is exciting for me, but also to share with you some lessons that I've learned from all of this excitement. So I won't keep you speculating. I am here tonight because I have been working for the past probably 12 months now on launching my new brand. I just said that I'm a coach. I work with women who are feeling stuck and frustrated in their careers, and I've been rebranding my business. And I am ready to unfold it to the world. I've been dripping little things here and there for the last few weeks, but now I'm really at a point where I'm ready to start talking about what it is that I'm doing and sharing with people, because I want to be able to help people, and there's no way that I can do that without letting folks know what it is that I've been up to. And like I said, this has been a long time coming, and I'm excited. Can you tell? I'm really excited about it. But more importantly than me doing my rebranding and me being all excited about the big things that I have going on, I want to share with you some of the lessons that I've learned during this process, because if you're someone who has some big dreams, some big goals that you want to achieve, and they might seem a little daunting at times, then this can be some inspiration for you. And I'm going to be talking about my new brand and all the things that I learned as I've been going through the process of launching it. But this can apply to so many different things, so many different areas of your life. It could be, for those people that I'm talking to, your career. That career change that you've been wanting to make, but you've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, waiting until some better time when the kids are older, when you don't have this responsibility or that responsibility. Let me tell you, that time will never come. The kids will grow up and you'll still have that same, you'll come up with something new. It won't even be the same thing. It'll be something new. Some new reason why you can't do what it is that you desire and what you want to do. Or it could be that promotion that you've been wanting, but it requires some work and some effort and some relationship building to be able to get to where you want to be. So instead of going after it, You put it off because, that's something that you can do sometime in the future. Well, maybe so. But I've always been told that there's no time like the present. So I'm going to share with you these lessons that I've learned over the course of my 12 months or so in hopes that they can help to inspire someone. So before we jump in, which we're going to do in just a second, I want to ask you to invite a friend, somebody that you know who has a big goal, who's trying to do something, and something keeps getting in the way. Invite them into this live, share it out to your friends. There's lots of people out there who are we experience the same kinds of things. So if what I am sharing can help someone and you can help to get that word out, I encourage you to share. So let's jump right in and start with lesson 1. So lesson 1 is I learned that desire is not enough. You really have to be committed to reaching your goals. And what I mean by commitment is that you have to be ready to do whatever it takes. Repeat after me. Whatever it takes to reach your goal. So for example, back to career related examples. I love them. Sorry. Anyway, if you have been trying to climb the career ladder because you want to get to that ideal 6-figure salary, you might, be not, you're excited about it, but you might not be working toward it so diligently because you know that it's going to take some work. You have to go back and get some additional training, perhaps. Maybe you have to go back and get a degree or another degree to be able to get that promotion that you want. That means you're going to have to put in some effort, some time, some studying, all kinds of things that it's going to require. So the commitment has to be there to help you to stick through this thing because it's something that is not immediately available to you. You have to do some work. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you've experienced this where you have a desire to do something, but you haven't done it because it's really going to mean that you have to be committed to it, then, we're in the same situation. A lot of us are in that same situation. And if you're not in that situation, there's a good chance that you probably have been. So desire is not enough, right? Lesson number 2. You have to put in the work. And I cheated a little bit. I already talked about the work, and especially thinking about just recreating your brand, because when I started out in this business, I started out with a partner. We had a totally different business, same focus, but a totally different business. And then when I found out that that wasn't going to work, I still had the desire, lesson number 1, to do what it is that I set out to do. But this time what it meant was that I knew I needed to do a lot of work. And instead of having a partner to help me to get that work done, it meant that I was responsible for doing all the things that needed to be done. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, when I am, 1, working toward a big goal, 2, it requires a lot of effort and energy and commitment. I sometimes get overwhelmed because I'm one of those people who thinks of things on a big scale. And so instead of thinking, the one thing that I need to do today to help me to get closer to that goal is this, I start there, but then my mind goes, and then you need to do this and this and this and this, which can easily lead a person to become overwhelmed just at the thought of all the things that have to be done. And if you can relate to this, I'm going to ask you to type the word overwhelm in the comments, because Overwhelm is something that a lot of us experience, but I don't think we realize that it's something that we don't have to. One of the most eye-opening lessons that I've learned during this process is that overwhelm is a choice. I mean, imagine that. I'm choosing to overwhelm myself just by thinking about all of the things that have to be done collectively versus making the decision to just focus on one thing, the next one thing that I need to get done that's going to help me to move to the next step. And then we just go step by step by step. Next lesson that I learned, lesson 3, if you're keeping notes, is that procrastination is the enemy of progress. Now, if you've been following me on my social media sites, you've probably seen something from me today or yesterday talking about procrastination. And I think Winston Churchill really got it right when he came up with this saying. So for me, I was talking about the overwhelm and how, you get all of these things, you become overwhelmed, and instead of moving forward, it can lead you to doing nothing and actually just procrastinating, thinking about all the things that you know that you have to get done. And no matter how badly I would feel or how much I would beat myself up about, you need to be doing this, but instead of doing this thing, you're over here looking through a book, looking through some ideas. So it's not that I was doing things that were not helpful. It's just not the things that needed to be done at the time. It might have been things that could have been put off until a later time. But, it was something that it really was a distraction. If I am being honest with you, it was something to just distract me from what it was that was at hand that I was avoiding. And many of you are probably, if you're working on something big, something that's challenging, something that, is not instantly within your reach, then you might go through these periods where you get to the point where you procrastinate. You do other things aside from the things that you really need to be doing, and find that you're not moving forward at the rate that you really desire to move in. And so one of the next lessons that I learned, kind of stemming off of this one, is that I can't try to force myself to do something. So if I get to that point where I'm feeling overwhelmed and it puts me into a place of procrastinating, I have to sit in it and let myself go through that process, because what I found out for me is that it's mental. And I am one of those people, like if you do this, Clifton Strengths Finders, it'll tell you your strengths, and most people probably do like the top 5, but it'll go all the way down the list from 1 to 33, I think. But anyway, so 3 of my top 5 strengths are related to thinking. And so for me, that's a big deal. If I get to the point where I am procrastinating and I can't, get myself to moving forward, what I learned through this process over this last 12 months is not to force it. I can't force myself to do something. And I won't say that I can't. I can force myself to do things, but it's not a good idea. And it's not a good idea because I don't do my best work unless I am inspired to do my work or to do the work that I need to do. And I realized that if I allow myself to go through this point of, mentally decompressing by doing something other than what I really needed to do, then it helped to clear my mind and help me to gain clarity that I needed, so that when I did come back to that project, I would come back energized. I would come back inspired. and I could really be focused on what it is that I'm supposed to be doing and put my best effort into it. And how many of you can relate to that whole idea of trying to force yourself to do something? If you can relate to it, type one in the comment section if you've experienced this kind of situation where you're not really wanting to do something and you go and force yourself to do it and you don't end up with the best possible result. And if you are not this kind of person and this really doesn't relate to you, type 2 in the comments. Because, there's different kinds of people. Everybody won't be able to relate to my lessons that I've learned and the situations that I've experienced. And that's okay. We're all different. And that's the beauty of, us, and the beauty of being human, and the beauty of our existence is that we don't all experience things in the same way. But for me, this has been my experience. And so, again, I'm here sharing it. And so finally, I have my lesson 5 that I want to share with you. And I didn't plan to keep you on long. Just wanted to, see if I can help somebody with the lessons that I've learned and see if they can help others, to not necessarily go through some of the hardships. I don't know if I really want to call them hardships, just some of the more of the letdown that I felt. And it was all from me, because I have these expectations of what I'm supposed to do and how much I'm supposed to accomplish, and all these shoulds and supposed tos and, different expectations that I really imposed upon myself. And just to have other people to know that that's not necessary. It is not necessary. Let me say that. So without further ado, because I feel like I'm kind of, beating the dead horse, as some might say, is my 5th lesson that I've learned, which is to go at my own pace. To go at my own pace and ask for help when it's needed. And I can't stress that enough, that because it's so easy to look out on Facebook and look out on Instagram, and you see people writing books and creating programs and having events and all of this kind of stuff, and everybody's telling you what you should be doing and how fast you should be doing it, and we just should all over ourselves. But I find that I do my best work when I'm doing it and it's authentic and true to me. And so I had to learn to tune out what everybody else was doing, to not compare myself to others. Matter of fact, a lot of the times I don't even get on social media because I don't want to know what everybody else is doing, because that just leads to overwhelm, which leads to that procrastination, and on and on and on. And none of that is a good thing. It's counterproductive, and it's not useful for helping me or anyone to achieve their goals. So if I had to summarize all of these 5 points into one kind of overarching lesson that I've learned, it is to trust the process and not resist the flow. And I know some people say that, you can't just go with the flow because, you don't know where you might end up. Let me add a caveat to that. Go with the flow when you are the one who's set the goal. Stay focused on it and keep working toward it. And that's what I mean by going with the flow. You're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs. Things are going to go well, things are not going to go so well. Just like me trying to get on this live tonight, it didn't go so well at first, but I'm here. And the good thing for you is that I'm almost done speaking with you. But anyway, we just have to learn to go with the flow, go with our own flow, right? And keep working toward what it is that you're trying to achieve. Stay focused. I think focus and determination and commitment are the 3 things that can really help you to get to where you want to go. And it doesn't really matter how fast you get there, or if you're keeping up with the next person, as long as you're doing good work that you can feel proud of that helps other people, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So if you're working toward a big goal, or you're working on a big project, maybe you're rebranding yourself in your career, you're trying to get a promotion in your job, you're trying to find that mentor who can help you to get to the C-suite, whatever it is that's going on with you and your life, and it's not just about your career, it could be your life too, then I hope that you can learn from these experiences that I've shared with you and apply this process, and hopefully not have so much of that mental trash talk is what I'm going to call it that's in your head and interfering with your progress. So if you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you have, and I hope you've gotten some great tips from it, by the way, do me a favor and like the video and share it. Share it with a friend. As they say, sharing is caring. So I hope that you would share the broadcast. I will be back again, as I said at the beginning of this video. I have not been on social media a lot, but you'll be seeing a lot more of me. So stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.